Welcome to Big Blend Radio's third Tuesday Go to Natchitoches show, where we explore what you can experience in the state of Louisiana's oldest city. Welcome, everyone. You know, every third Tuesday we get to go to Natchitoches, Louisiana. Natchitoches is the oldest settlement in the state of Louisiana, and boy, I think they have one of the longest running Christmas festivals, and I'm going to tell you, it's one of the most epic festivals that you've got to go to. And I encourage you to go to two websites. One is Natchitoches.com. I'm going to spell this out because the way you may read Natchitoches and how you pronounce it are two different things. So it's Natchitoches.com. And then there's also NatchitochesChristmas.com. And this is a celebration of 98 years of their Christmas festival, which I think is pretty cool. Nancy and I got to experience that last year. It's a Christmas festival, but it's a festival of lights, and it starts this Saturday, November 23rd. 2024 and runs through January 6, 2025. It always ends on Epiphany. And very excited to have Paige Alost back on the show. She is the executive director of Natchitoches Tourism, or the Convention and Visitor Bureau, and they are right in the heart of downtown. In fact, they get a bird's eye view of all the, the fireworks and the festivities, and they're next to the candy shop. So that's a dangerous thing around Christmas time. Welcome, Paige. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. And it's time to get into the spirit of Christmas, isn't it? It's just around the corner.
You know what I remember? Okay, so there's the big festival and there's all kinds of events attached to it, but then there's a lot of shopping in your area. The downtown is festive and beautifully decorated. But I remember getting eggnog daiquiris through the drive-through daiquiri place. I'm just saying some things are important.
It's a sort of a rite of passage here for those of age that you have to drive through and get a daiquiri and enjoy the eggnog daiquiri. It is a local favorite here this time of year. And it's just one of those things that, you just do when you're in Natchitoches. It's one of the special things about being here.
You know what? Can't beat eggnog, daiquiris, and a meat pie. Now, meat pies, that's going to be a big deal for holiday gatherings. And yam cakes.
Yes, and of course the meat pie is the favored dish, the must-have at any holiday table here. Really, any time of the year. It's not a party until the meat pies show up. But we definitely will be enjoying those. And of course, they'll be available right along the riverfront. Several different vendors, especially Lazions. Lazions produces the official meat pie of the state of Louisiana, and we're happy to have them call Natchitoches home. But definitely eggnog and a meat pie, and walk around and look at the lights and do a little shopping. That's how you do it. And I love that the meat pies are something that you can eat while walking. That's what makes them special. So
yeah, easy street food, right? It's
easy. Yes.
Easy street food. And also, if you go to the French Market Express, you've got to go get yam cakes.
Oh, the yam cakes, anything at French Market Express. I mean, that really is, to
Yes.
me, since they're right there at the interstate, you have no excuse for not stopping at the French Market Express and getting beignets, a po' boy, whatever their hot plate of the day is, the yam cakes, all of those things are right there. Plus, they have some great little Natchitoches gifts in there. It's a truly special place.
I love it. I love it there. I mean, it's a naughty but nice.
Yes.
Right?
And
So,
like in Louisiana, there are just certain gas stations that you just have to stop at. And the French Market Express is truly a special place, and it is loved by locals and visitors alike. People tell us all the time about how much they love going in there.
Oh, man, I know. It's true. It's true. And then the candy shop, the shopping, downtown is incredible to me because you've got that artist, the art gallery downtown,
Right.
which is like the co-op, right? And then
We have a Natchitoches Art Guild here. Yes.
oh man,
They
it's
have
like
some beautiful art in there, and they also will be selling the official Christmas Festival poster, the print. And there's a different print that's been done every year for many, many years. And we're lucky to have one framed in our office so that visitors can see it, but they can get it at the Natchitoches Art Guild.
it is
And
very
so
cool.
many other shops too. I mean, this is really Like, this is the time of year where you see so many things you like for yourself and you're shopping for others. But I promise you, you're going to find not only some really unique things that are of the holiday and things to use all year round, but you're going to find some things that you're really going to love too. And my most favorite thing about Natchitoches is that it's affordable. There are some beautiful, affordable gifts out there that you'd love to give yourself or to someone that you really like. So, I love the shopping, especially starting with Kathy Frederick, the oldest general store, hardware store in the state of Louisiana. And not only do they have a remarkable Christmas shop up on their second floor, kind of a little known secret that it's up there, but
Oh,
once you find it, you'll spend all
oh,
afternoon up there. But the hardware store itself sells so many wonderful things, a lot of very traditional, old fashioned kind of gifts, but they
mm.
also have, some of my favorite things like cast iron skillets and great pots to cook in, all
She's
kinds of
putting
fun
it
things.
out there. She's
Yeah,
putting it
all
out
kinds of
there.
good things. I love it.
She she's
So
she's trying to tell somebody about her list right now. I hear it. I hear it loud and clear. Somebody get her a cast iron
exactly.
skillet.
Yes,
Oh,
the cast iron, the square cast iron skillet that's in the window,
oh,
please.
oh,
Yes.
hello. She's got it. And then I remember seeing the cypress knees that were painted like Santa Claus there, and all
Yes,
the toys. Oh,
at
their
the Art
toys.
Guild, the
Oh,
toys, yes. Those Cypress knee Santas are sort of a Natchitoches kind of thing. I think almost every family here has a set. We have several at my house too that we've had for many, many, many years. And that's one of those things that if you come here, you have to take home a Cypress knee with you. And you can get those at Kathy Frederick and a couple other places too. So,
something unique and different. And that's what I
mhm.
love about places like Natchitoches. I mean, the downtown, you've got Brick Street and, just the trees and the way the downtown is always decorated. It's just festive, but you can shop and then go have lunch, maybe a glass of
Right,
wine in between the
right.
shopping. So you don't look at your bank account. It just becomes all fuzzy. Nobody knows. You just keep, whipping that
Please, yeah.
yeah, just keep whipping the credit card out. It's like, Christmas comes around only once a year.
Get
So it's,
mesmerized by those, 300,000 lights that come on when it gets dark.
oh my
And,
gosh, I
it
know.
really is, we all love the Hallmark Channel, but this is the original Hallmark Christmas experience here. The lights are truly special. We had an evening last week where the city tested the lights, and we had a little jingle and mingle down at the Prudhomme Roquare House. And it was so nice to walk along the riverbank, and of course the weather was perfect, and we took a carriage ride, and just being underneath those lights, there's just something really special about it. It's something
Mm.
so memorable. I've remembered almost every one of my Christmas experiences here. Being with family, being with friends, and seeing those 300,000 lights come on. It really lights it up. So
It's magic. I mean, the
it
lights,
is
the twinkle,
magic.
you become like a little girl, a little kid. And, you got the trees lit up down there. And then, just all the set pieces, that's what it blows my mind too, is just like all these designs. It's not all just twinkly lights. They've got like, the Nutcracker, and all that kind of thing. You've all down Cane River Lake, which is
Right.
pretty
So
amazing.
right along the edge of the lake, on the opposite side of the riverfront and Front Street, there are 100 lighted sets there, and some of them represent things about the holidays. Some of them represent Northwestern and steel magnolias and things like that. But just seeing it reflect on the river and right there with all the lights over the bridge, it truly is magical. And it is one of those things that makes you feel like a child again because it's something that the city puts so much work into lighting up, but the simplicity of the lights and the beauty of it just reminds you that, seeing things like this is, maybe we only do it once a year for 6 weeks, but we sure do make it special. And like I
Yeah.
said, it's something that you'll remember, whether you come once or whether you come every year. It's something that you'll remember.
But and that's a part, there's the lights and everything, but the different events that are tied to it, and there's so much going on all around Natchitoches. I mean, just all the different historic sites. I know Melrose Plantation, another good place to go shopping. All the different
Yes.
parks have everyone has something going on. But the dark woods, they go from being Halloween to Christmas pretty quick, which
They
is amazing.
do. They do. And they will put up actually a little over 250,000 lights at their park. And
Wow.
it's dazzling there. And it is a wooded setting. So you kind of walk through a trail, but they also have hot cocoa. They have a little cafe that will be open. They'll have Santa Claus there. It just is that is a really magical experience in itself. And I think it's because it has that beautiful wooded setting.
Mm.
It's 17 acres of 250,000 lights. Plus all, they're going to have meat pies out there and all kind of fun sweet treats to have. And it's one of those things that is, it's for children and grown-ups. But I think something about their particular setting is a very intimate feel. And like I said, you're in the woods and just stunning, absolutely stunning, a really wonderful experience.
Well, also, tell us a little bit about the tour of homes because, Natchitoches, again, you're, the most historic, city and settlement in the state of Louisiana. And the architecture is just incredible. If you just do a downtown walking tour, I know the Cane River National Heritage Area is really cool walking tours. I always say start there if you can, if you're able
Yes,
to catch one when you first visit, because they give you such a good overview of the history and understanding of what makes Natchitoches so diverse in cultures
right.
and so it's fantastic, but you also get to see all this different kind of architecture and charming buildings. And I mean, you've got the beautiful oaks and the resurrection ferns on the oaks and just, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so
Yes.
the tour of homes, I haven't done that yet. That has to be amazing to, go get a sneak peek inside everyone's houses. What you
Is.
doing over there?
They've got some really wonderful houses on the tour this year. And they also have a series of porch tours as well. And you'll find the schedule for the tour of homes at the either Natchitoches.com or Natchitocheschristmas.com. But you're absolutely right. We think so much about the French influence in Natchitoches, especially the Rock House, which you'll be able
Mm,
to see right on the riverfront there. It is a fully restored Creole cottage with that Creole and French architectural influence. Also on the tour is the Prudhomme Roquer House, which is actually owned by the Service League of Natchitoches, and they open their home often for events to happen here. It is the largest buceyage, as we say, structure in North America. And the bucelage or buceyage, as they say locally, was that sort of mixture of clay and all kinds of other things that they used in between the logs to build the houses here. And
mm.
so being able to see that actually was in the Prudhomme Roquer house just last week, and it is stunning to see. Little known fact though, there actually was a group of Italian builders here. And so quite a number of our homes in our historic district were built by two Italian brothers. And so you'll see some of that influence in some of the homes as well. So we give our nod to our French architecture, but little known fact, there was two Italian brothers who built many homes here in the historic district.
It's amazing. That is so cool, to be able to go in and be part of that. Now, for families, what would you recommend that they do? Because there's so many festive events within this festival. I mean, obviously, you want to go to the nights where there's fireworks and those incredible drone shows and the live
Yes.
entertainment, lots of music, lots of food, and just, to me, I always say that Natchitoches is one of the most family friendly places in America, you
It
know?
definitely is. And, the traditional things of fireworks every Saturday night, the drone shows. We have three drone shows this year. On the 23rd, this coming weekend, then again December 14th, and then on the 21st. And those are absolutely amazing. They're part of the fireworks show. But each one of those Saturdays, we do have Holiday Kids Fest on the riverbank. It runs usually from about 10 in the morning until 9 in the evening. It runs on Fridays as well, 4 to 9. And those are just fun activities for kids to do down there on the riverbank. I also highly recommend taking kids to the dark woods Christmas park there too, because it's amazing to see. But there are a couple of other things that happen. We do have a Santa house, and the Santa house is down available for kids to be able to enjoy. It's free, and it's every Saturday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And
Mm.
Santa has his own little special house right down on the riverbank. And then, of course, we have a ticketed event that's called Cookies with Santa, and that's a very
Oh,
special event. There are advance tickets that are sold. They do sell out quick. I don't know what the status of those tickets are right now, but that's a chance for you to sit and have cookies with Santa Claus. And that is a very special event, not only in our community, but for those families that join us during that time.
that's cool. Now, what about parades? Do you have
Okay,
parades?
so that is a great thing to talk about because our opening parade and our actual festival day is Saturday, December the 7th. And even though we celebrate for 6 weeks, that particular day is the day that we call the festival day. And that includes a parade and, of course, fireworks over the Cane River. The parade this year is going to be very, very special.
Mm.
Um, our 98th year of celebrating Christmas is going to be led by the 2024 NCAA National Champion Gymnastics team. Just happens to be our home state, Louisiana State University Tigers. And so those ladies will be leading the parade as the grand marshals, the entire team. And so we are very, very excited to welcome them, and so excited that at this particular time of year, even in the middle of their competitions, that they would be willing to give us a Saturday evening and help us really celebrate Christmas really big here. So the
Oh,
parade is definitely a wonderful time for kids to come. Of course, they throw a lot of candy and beads. It's Louisiana after all.
heck yeah.
But it is definitely worth seeing, and I understand that the gymnastic ladies are going to hold a little meet and greet afterwards as well. And I
Oh,
feel like every young gymnast is thinking about, getting to see them in the parade. And I'm thinking there are probably some college boys who are going to be showing up to see them in the parade as well. But they are really something, they're such a great representation of our state,
mm-hmm.
and not just of LSU, but of our entire state. And to have them here at the parade is going to be very, very exciting. We are all very excited about that.
And then don't you have your Christmas festival queen and
We
yeah,
do, Miss Merry Christmas and the
that's it.
Bells. Yes.
Yes.
And
They
so you will
sing and do
see
all kinds
them.
of things.
Yes, they do
Yeah.
all kinds of fun things. And actually, Miss Merry Christmas and the Bells will be turning on the lights for us this coming Saturday, the 23rd. Miss Merry Christmas is Layla Nicole Johnson from here in Natchitoches. And then there's 6 other women who join her as the Christmas Bells. And they really are a highlight in our community. They provide so much service and hospitality, and they really bring that Christmas and season spirit to all that we do during the next 6 weeks. And yeah, we're so excited to have them. They actually are going to be here in our office this Saturday for just a little reception before they turn on the lights. And I'm very excited to get to walk down to the riverfront with them and watch them as they turn on the lights. So, but people will see them. They'll have their beautiful green and white sashes on, and they are excited about meeting all the visitors and all of the locals as they come to the Christmas festival.
What's really cool about them too is like you see little girls look up to them like, "Ooh, what are they doing?" There's like they
Yes.
they add like that little bit of sparkly magic of I don't know, there's like a belief in the magic. You know what I mean? By seeing them, and they represent more than being pretty girls. They're
Right.
very intelligent, as I recall, and they do a lot of, they're ambassadors for the community, right? So I
They
want people
really
to
are.
understand that because it's not like it's not exactly a beauty pageant that everybody thinks of, right? It's a little
Right.
bit different than that.
I mean, these girls, all of these girls, have provided a lot of service to our community already. And when you imagine, some of these girls, are young. And their love of Natchitoches is really what is so impressive. Not just their knowledge of Natchitoches and how well they're doing in school. These are all bright students, bright future leaders for our community and for our state. Um, but it's just the warm way that they represent us. And that's what makes being Miss Merry Christmas or a Christmas Belle really special. And it is something that young girls look up to and that all of our community shows up for. We love to see them. We look forward every year to seeing them. And like I said, they make it very special for us and definitely a wonderful local tradition that's part of a festival that people from all over the world come to.
It's true. I'm just going to say, um, lodging, if you haven't got it, you better get going.
You
It's
better get
because,
going. Yeah,
yeah, because you've got, you've got a hotel circle. So there's your regular hotels like Best Western. You've got,
right. We
Holiday
have
Inn,
all
all
the
those.
branded properties are here. And then we have, of course, a large number of bed and breakfasts and inns
Which I
that are right
love.
here in the historic district. And of course, the whole entire parish has the Airbnbs and VRBO properties. A lot of people are just very comfortable in staying in the hotels. I mean, you're not right in the historic district, but you're a 5 minute drive, and there's so much good stuff out there. You're close to dark woods, you're close to the interstate, and there are fun things that each of the hotels do during this time. But I would
Mm.
really encourage you, like we focus on the weekends with the fireworks and the drone shows, but our shops are open during the week too. And if you're really looking for a way to enjoy the festival and you don't need the fireworks, choose a time in the middle of the week to come because number one, you'll have more luck finding rooms. And number two, the rates might be a little cheaper and the crowds will be a little smaller.
Hmm.
And for some people who are not as comfortable in crowds as others, like me, a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday could, or a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are great ways to be able to see. And, Darkwoods is open during that time. Melrose is open during that time. All of our shops, and of course, the lights are on. So it really just depends on how you like to fest with us. But
Yeah,
I always remind people that those midweek visits sometimes um,
quieter.
are, are
And
nice and
yeah,
just as magical. To be absolutely honest with you, it's just as magical.
I
So,
agree with you. I agree with you because it does get busy for the
yes.
festival with the fireworks and everything. So,
Right. And
you want to
that
carpool.
for people who have little children, some little kids don't like fireworks. Um, neither one of my kids were big fans of fireworks. They like them now, but when they were growing up, it wasn't something that held their attention. They really wanted to be able to be here in the festival and just kind of run around and see things and go in the shops and get all the fun stuff to eat and all of that. And so, I
Mm.
would just consider those midweek stays as a great way to be able to enjoy the festival. So,
And it's calm. And, go exploring during the day. You've got Cane River Creole National Historical Park to go
right,
visit. There's so much history and so many places to go
right,
and experience that I encourage people to go Kisatchie National Forest. And, it's nice and cool
right,
temperatures to go hiking during the day. But, honestly, to have a quiet kind of day and then the evening
mhm,
stroll along the riverbank with all those lights.
right.
Very romantic too, I'm just saying. You might want a midweek
Very,
little,
very romantic. I mean,
snuggly romance thing.
yes, my coworker Michelle and I were walking along the riverfront the other night, and we were sipping a little eggnog, and we were like, "Wow, this is so fun!" And it was wonderful to be with her during that time.
Yeah.
Romantic or not romantic, there's something about it that's truly special, and that riverfront. It with the lights reflecting up off the water is just absolutely stunning. And there are benches along the way. There's quiet places to sit and enjoy it. And
Mm.
it truly, I mean, our riverfront is something that's hard to beat in any town our size or any town larger than us. One thing I didn't mention to you is that the Fort St. John Baptiste
Yeah,
is
yeah.
actually lighting up this year. So
Oh,
they
cool.
will have some lights, and that is another great place that is a midweek or a weekend great opportunity for kids. That
Mm,
fort, and it's one of the only forts that's built to scale. So when you go in the fort, it's been recreated, but it's been recreated exactly as it was. And I absolutely love going there because it's a historic place for one, but also I cannot wait to see it all lighted up. Their visitor center inside has some great things in it, and of course, everyone who works at the fort. I'm just big fans of everyone who works there because they put their
yeah.
heart and soul into all they do. And it's a great place for kids to just run around and use their imagination about what it was like in that time.
And they know the history so well. And like I was saying, the history is so incredible. Then you've got the no man's land period where there was no law and order for 3 years, y'all. Come on. How much fun was that? I mean, there were
Oh yeah,
privateers running
there's
around in the backwoods.
exactly. And I
You
think
know,
we always say we're the little city with a big history. And when you realize, like, we just celebrated the El Camino Real Day just a couple of weeks ago in October, when you realize there was a road that ran from deep inside Mexico all the way through Texas and ended at Fort St. John Baptiste,
hmm
you realize that Natchitoches was the ending place. And really
yeah.
the not just our age, but the historical significance of being the oldest community in Louisiana and in the Louisiana Purchase, and how strategic Natchitoches really was in becoming part of the United States.
hmm
When we were really a place where people came to either make friends or not, or
And the
claim
Jefferson
it.
Highway. We got to bring
Yeah,
up the Jefferson
the
Highway.
Jefferson Highway, right,
Yeah,
runs,
is,
from Winnipeg, I think it is, all the way down to the coast. And
yeah.
we had a antique military vehicle convoy that came through here just a couple of weeks ago as they were riding 2 months, a 2 month adventure down the Jefferson Highway in their antique military vehicles. And we were very excited to have them here. And they actually led our Northwestern State University homecoming parade. So that was very
And
exciting to have them. So,
And everyone, just so you know, next week, stay tuned because we do have our Jefferson Highway podcast that we do every month, typically every fourth Thursday. However, that would be Thanksgiving. So watch for that on bigblendradio.com because we did interview Dan, the commander of the convoy. We did a before and after, and we talked about Natchitoches and meat pies, of course, and
yes,
talked about, that you've got a Jefferson Highway Park and you think about this, 1915 is when this route was established, right? And I mean, it was America's very first vacation route. It's actually older than Route 66. It
right.
does cross over Route 66. It crosses over the Lincoln Highway. And we're excited. We're going to be doing the Jefferson Highway digital guide. It's going to be the very first one. So we'll be
Nice.
making some history with that. So watch for that. It'll be out for their conference. And, Louisiana, Natchitoches has been the host of the conference. And we're also part of this year's festivities at the conference that happen in April in Alexandria, which is right down the road from you. And
Right down the road.
yeah, so it's an exciting thing to see this resurgence, and everybody was chit-chatting about Natchitoches when we recorded this yesterday, last
Oh,
night. We were
good,
talking about you. You
good.
guys, did your ears perk up? When we were talking
Yes,
about you. So
I
everybody
love
stay
it.
tuned for that. Yeah, yeah, because it's just amazing when you think about this history. It's so diverse with Natchitoches, and then you've got to think where Cane River Lake is now used to actually be the Red River. The,
Yes,
the history goes on, and then you've got all the movie history, and that's something really fun to do during the winter months too, is to follow the Natchitoches Film Trail. And like Steel Magnolias was filmed there, and it's actually a story
right.
from Natchitoches. It's an actual local true story.
It is a
Um,
local true story. Yes.
yeah. And
And
everyone should watch that over Christmas. It's part of it.
it
And it's,
is. And we love that. And we love when our Still Magnolias fans come here. And we also had Horse Soldiers with John Wayne, which is I'm a John Wayne fan, and it's one of my favorite John Wayne movies. It was filmed here. Man in the Moon with Reese Witherspoon was filmed here. And People always wonder until they get here and they're like, wow, why aren't more movies made in Natchitoches? Because
I
the,
know.
the
You
setting is
talk
stunning here.
I
It's just
when you were talking about
beautiful.
Hallmark, I'm like, listen, Hallmark, get your butt skis back
Listen
down
up,
to Natchitoches.
Hallmark. This is the real, we were Hallmark before
This
it
is
was
the real
Hallmark. I
deal.
know,
I mean,
exactly.
you've got the bed and breakfast as a good setting. You've got like somebody could be owning the quaint shop. The hardware store
No,
could be, come
we
on.
could, we could just write the script, couldn't we? We'll just get
And then
right
there's
on
the
that.
boat.
I
Oh,
know.
who's riding the Cane River Queen? The
That's
paddle boat
right.
down the
And
river.
that's a
I
good
mean,
thing to mention too, is the Cane River Queen, because you can hardly come to the Christmas festival without touring up and down the river in the Cane River Queen. It's a paddle boat, and it's like the carriage rides. It's one of those experiences that you just have to do. And of course, I'm sure they're going to be a part of the lighted boat parade that will happen on the 14th. And that's always something that we look forward to, and a great way for our local residents to get involved. But we also have a lot of people that come up with their own boats too. So
awesome. Awesome. So much always happening in Natchitoches. We never tire of talking about Natchitoches or visiting Natchitoches. We've been going since 2014 and we don't stop because
I know.
it's like, it feels like a second home to us. And every time we go, it's just, you talk about it's a little city with big history, but I also say with a big heart. I don't know anyone that isn't smiling and, hey y'all, everywhere
Yeah,
you go.
there is some, I don't know if it's something in the water here or what, but
It's that
it truly
eggnog.
is. Yeah, it's maybe it is the drive-through daiquiri, eggnog daiquiri. Yeah. It truly is one of the most friendliest places that you'll find. And I think it's just the is who we are. So the people that you meet in the shops on Front Street in the historic district and around town, this is really the culture of Natchitoches. We're friendly, loving people for an area that was ungoverned for many years. Way back when we have settled into just to me warm Southern hospitality, and I love the fact that anyone, any interest, any age can come to Natchitoches and appreciate our history, appreciate the stories that we share, and also just the way people are treated when they come here. When you visit somewhere and you make the effort to go somewhere, especially for the first time, you want to feel like people are happy that you're there. And that's something
Yeah.
that I truly love about being here.
And one more thing before you go, um, the importance of us as travelers when you go to different communities, as travelers, you become like a temporary part of that community. You are part of that community when you are there. And when we are shopping and we're dining and getting hotel rooms, you are being part of the community makeup, right? It's so important
Right.
and it's vital that we give back to these communities because it's such a huge economic driver, not just for that community, but for the country, for a region. It's huge.
Right.
It helps, put kids in schools. It helps with housing. It helps with so many things. Tourism is the number one thing as far as I'm concerned, like as an actual economic, base for this country, tourism is in the top three things.
I
And other
agree.
than something like COVID, right, that knocks out just about a lot of businesses, um, it is something that will keep on giving. And to be part of that makeup as a traveler, it's exciting because you are part of it. When you go to these community events, I think that's even, more special. There's the big Christmas one, right? But there's a lot of these other smaller events. There's, choirs and choral groups getting together. There's a lot of smaller little, events happening that are community
Right.
driven. And when you go to those, we always talk about, oh, you want to hang with the locals, be like a local, do those if you can, because you'll start to make friends,
I
even
agree.
it is, it is investing in our country,
Right.
I really
And
believe
I,
in
I,
that.
I think when you travel, um, you expand your own personal horizons.
Hmm.
You get to experience diversity in a way that might not be the same as your community. And that's one thing I think that everyone will instantly understand about Natchitoches is how diverse we are, just in our local population. And I love when people come here and they see us all together. And that's how it's been since 1714 here. I mean, I think and that's how we've built a happy community all this time, is that we
Mhm.
truly enjoy the diversity of our community. A lot of
You guys
respect for
party.
how
Come on.
things
You
are.
guys party.
We
You're
do.
partying.
We have a good time. And like my grandmother used to say, if I go somewhere and don't have a good time, it's not my fault. And that's kind of true. If you come to Natchitoches and you don't have a good time, I don't know who to tell you to talk to. I just,
Yeah, no, I mean, Natchitoches knows how to celebrate, and you're going to get in the food. Come on. You got to, you're going to be well fed. You're going to smile, because how can you not smile in Natchitoches? There's always good music, um, good food, good smiling, happy, warm people. And I don't know, I've just never had a bad time in Natchitoches. I've just had
me
nothing but
neither.
good times.
Never had a
Nancy and
bad
I
time.
love it. We love, and it used to be when we first started coming to Natchitoches, we would, for some reason, the way our scheduling was, because we travel full time, we would end up in July, and then finally we broke the mold. And last year we finally got to the Christmas festival after talking about it for 9 years. We
Oh
finally
gosh, I'm
did the
so glad.
festival. And the drone show, everybody, I'm telling you, man, it gave last year, it cracked me up. We went for the opening night, and it was like mind blowing. And it was, we've been talking about it for years and doing shows on it. So
It is
then
mind blowing.
finally there, it was still like, wow, this is pretty
Yeah,
darn epic. And it's
right.
festive, right? And the fireworks and everything. And it was,
Hmm.
the eggnog, anyway, and the cookies and the candy and all that good stuff, right?
Not you, but
Then
I feel like I need some eggnog. Yeah.
I know. Next time we do this, what are we doing? We'll be doing it in December, so we
Oh,
got to do eggnog,
there you
right? So,
go. Yeah.
but then we went the second time to see the drone show, because this was the first drone show for Christmas festival in the state, as I recall, and
Yes.
definitely the first for Natchitoches. And I'm telling you, I. It was kind of like I'm not this kind of person, but I got teary eyed.
Oh,
And it wasn't
yeah.
just me that got teary eyed. There were other people, and I'm going, what's wrong with us, man? We're all getting teary eyed over drones, but it did. It was so magical and so
Yes.
powerful. And when you think about all these little drones synchronizing together with music and creating things in the sky, it was like,
Right.
wow, we were all just like, there's nothing like this. And
Mesmerized.
then
Yes.
the fireworks people came on, and they were so much louder and kaboomer, like kaboomier, is there a word,
Boom
compared to
here.
the
I'm sure
weekend
that's
before.
a word somewhere. Yeah.
It is now, but it was like they got jealous. They had a run for their money, and they were like, wait, the fireworks are just as effective. I swear,
Right. And it
it was
is, but
so
the
funny.
combination of those two things together, and I think it's just that sitting and watching something unfold like that before you. And it's the great thing about fireworks is that you're waiting for each one to see each one, and each one's like a snowflake. Each one is different. But that drone show, something about it is like, not something like something you'd see in a movie, but you're seeing it in real life kind of thing.
Yeah,
It is
you can't
really,
recreate this on a
no,
TV. You
no,
can't. No, TikTok, YouTube, all of that. Nah, nah, you have to be there to experience it. I mean,
right.
it is mind blowing, and it's just, I don't know, it's perfect. And you guys do get a chill in the air.
We do. We get a little chilly.
Yeah, you did. And, hot cocoa does well.
It
There's a lot of
does.
food. You can get all that festival food. We like that too. Why
Yeah,
not? So
for
it's a
sure.
good time, a good time. So everyone, again, you can go to Natchitoches.com. I encourage you to go there, because they have, a full calendar of what's going on in Natchitoches Parish itself, and also a list of all the attractions and hotels and restaurants. So you want to plan your trip, that's where to go. And also
Yes.
go to the actual festival website, which is natchitocheschristmas.com. Again, it's natchitoches.com for the main website, and everything is linked from there. So let's go celebrate 98 years of the Natchitoches Christmas season. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Paige. It's been a real pleasure and a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us on our Big Blend Radio Go to Natchitoches show. Keep up with us at bigblendradio.com and plan your adventure in Natchitoches. Go to natchitoches.com. That is NATCHITOCHES.com, Natchitoches.com.